Well, Grimsby author Tracy Todd joins me as her debut novel receives critical acclaim. Welcome, Tracy, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for having me today.
This is fantastic, isn't it? How long did it take to get this up and running and get it in the shops, really?
Well, I initially started in 2013 writing the book. And I wrote for about 4 months, took a break, went back to it June of last year. And I first published it on Amazon in about October.
So what made you want to write this book? What is the book about?
It's about children. The main character is a boy. He's 12 years old, and he goes on an adventure, and he gets kidnapped, and then it's all about how he gets out of the situation that he's in. But he becomes a hero in that he rescues a lot of children from a very difficult situation.
And what made you want to write about that?
I didn't intend to write about that initially. I intended to write a short story. I have a son who's 12, and he wanted me to write something particularly for him that would amuse him, that would include names of family and friends, and something that it was just to entertain him. But the story grew, and it got longer and longer, and hence we have a book.
And who is the book for then? What kind of age range would you say would read it?
Well, I have had people from 9 years old up until 80 years old read it, and different nationalities as well. So I've been very fortunate. On my website, you can see comments from people who are older and younger, and older people get a different meanings from it. So there are quite a few social, political commentaries going on in the book in the background, but it's all from children's perspective.
So do you think it's great for both age groups, really, that adults and children can take something from it?
I do, and I believe they do when they read it.
And have you always written? Is it something that you've always wanted to do?
Oh, I've written since I was 8 years old.
Aww.
And I've had short stories published. I've also co-wrote non-fiction books. So I've always written, and I love it, yes.
So this is your debut novel,
Oh,
isn't it?
is, yes.
So why was this time the right time?
Several things, because I used to work abroad, and I came back to Grimsby. I'm born in Grimsby, from here. So in coming back, I then found I had the time to actually write and learn the skill of writing properly.
Because it must take a long time to write a book. I always think I'd love to write one, but then when you come to it, I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know if I have the time. It takes forever, doesn't it?
I always think it's not the first draft that takes the long time, it's the rewrites and rewrites and the editing and the changing and the linking up and making sure all the descriptions fit. So it's actually the rewrites that take the longest.
And for people watching who want to get hold of it, how can they get hold of it?
Well, they can come to Waterstones in Grimsby on Saturday. I have a reading and a signing at 12 o'clock. Otherwise, they can buy it from Waterstones. If they want to buy it online, it is on Amazon, both on Kindle and soft copy, so they can buy it there.
Because this is self-published, this book, isn't it?
It is.
And how does that differ?
Well, you can self-publish on Amazon through their Create space, and a lot of people do that. There are so many people writing nowadays, and traditional publishers have so many people sending in manuscripts that the best way to, if you want a traditional publisher, is to go ahead, publish yourself, and then do a lot of promotion yourself and get noticed, which is what I'm doing. So then you get noticed from other publishers.
And is that what you'd love to happen then, so the book gets noticed and you can get paid, write more?
Well, the promotion of it takes up a lot of time. So it would be great for somebody else to do that promotion with involving me, but doing the promotional side myself so I can spend time writing.
Because I know it isn't easy as well. I've got a lot of friends that want to get published, and it's hard graft, isn't it? Sending your manuscripts off time and time again. It's not always easy, is it?
It's not, but I think if you really want to do it, you have to be persistent, and you really do have to self-promote. And I have been into many schools. I do a lot of readings. We talk about writing and publishing and description and what a book is about and how you sit down and really enthuse young people. Not only to read the book, but also to write. So I think you have to do a lot of that in order to get people interested. And
I know you were saying you've been going into schools as well and motivating them and inspiring them, really. How important is it that youngsters are doing that in schools and writing and being creative?
Oh, it's incredibly important. I mean, there are a lot of children that have written me letters that have said, since going in and reading and talking to them, they now feel more confident to write and to write stories. And when you get that sort of feedback, then you think, yes, it was worth it. And I love going into schools, and I love getting the feedback from the children.
And what about feedback overall with the book, just quickly?
I get some really good feedback on the website, tracytodd.co.uk. You can actually see the feedback, you can see the letters, you can see some of the story, what it's about. photographs, there's all sorts on that website.
Oh, that's great, Tracy. We'll come back to you in a little while, and Peter will join you as well, and we'll talk about your collaboration. So, coming up then, there's another dog needing a home in Dog of the Week, and Richard Morris returns with the sports news. Following recent investments in improving Hull University's library, the Middleton Hall, and increasing student accommodation capacity, the university has now received £40 million from the European Investment Bank. Well, Dave Nunn went to find out what the money will be spent on.
Hull University has been riding on a wave after a huge new investment in infrastructure. Now the university is receiving a £40 million investment from the European Central Investment Bank.
We are marking the signature of a loan of 40 million, which we are making to the university here to help support development of facilities, buildings and projects here more generally.
The bank has invested £1.5 billion in universities around the UK in the last 5 years and has picked out Hull for specific reasons.
The universities they will approach us for the funding, but the things that we particularly look out for are ambitious but value for money projects which will make a clearly important measurable contribution to the development of the university. We like to look at research facilities, we like to support accommodation, refurbishment, and in particular we like to see where the university itself and the development of the university is also going to have an important knock-on effect to the wider economy, and all of those things apply here, so we're very happy to be involved with it.
The loan has delighted Vice-Chancellor Callie Pistorius, who has big plans to invest the money in the student experience, as we can see from existing developments.
On the capital side, we have a refurbishment of our library, which I would like to think is now one of the most modern university libraries. We've just started the project of new residences. The new building for the medical school will start soon, and a bigger health campus. We have the completion of our Middleton Hall, which will be a world-class concert facility. So many capital projects. But in the broader investment program, we also have investment in people, investment in academic endeavours, and above all of this is about investment in student experience.
The Vice-Chancellor says it all adds up to exciting times in the future of the university.
I think it's very exciting, especially everything is coming at more or less at the same time, and it really shows confidence, I think, and it shows growth, and that's a very exciting time.
Well, still with me in the studio is Tracy Todd, but joining her now is scriptwriter Peter True. Peter, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
All right, thank you.
So you have taken Tracy's book and turned it into a play, haven't you?
Yes, we've taken a part of the book and turned it into a short, about 15 minutes.
And there it is, yeah, fantastic front cover, isn't it?
Very exciting.
That must have been amazing to see Peter kind of, see the words put to paper really, and how you adapt that for theatre.
Excellent, and even on the first read through, I mean, it was fabulous. I could see it as if it was, in front of me on a screen or in the theatre. And Fusion Youth Theatre, based in Grimsby, are actually going to perform it on the 19th. So it's a really exciting endeavour.
That's fabulous, and I bet they're looking forward to doing that as well, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They really are.
And Peter, when you came to Tracy's book then, what is it about that book that brought visions and ideas to your mind of how you could put that on a stage, really?
It works really well. I mean, we're looking at putting a pilot together for the screen as well, and the opening of the book is perfect for that. It's action, and then it goes deeper into the story. And the extract itself for the theatre is a nice self-contained piece, which just sort of really has a beginning, middle and end in of itself. Really
and you were saying about television as well, wasn't you? I know that Fusion, who are a local theatre company in Grimsby, aren't they, will be performing extracts of this. Do you hope to see it on the big screen one day?
Well, I would, wouldn't you?
I think it would work really well.
Do you think the book lends itself to that as well?
Absolutely, yeah.
And were you saying there's another event where other youngsters will be performing? Yes,
I'm hoping to get a Caxton evening together. They're considering the plays at the moment, and a big part of that would be Tracy coming along, would be performing that extract, and also Tracy giving a reading, and then for original plays of mine, hopefully.
And just when you two came together to look at this, Tracy, when you was reading, did you want to give more ideas? Was you happy with what I'd written? Because it's hard, isn't it, to give over your book to someone else?
The first draft, when I read it, I saw it immediately, Yes, I said there were a few things that, you know, can we add this and can we add this? But I rely on him totally. He's really good at making what is a book with lots of description into something that you can put on screen or on in the theatre.
And likewise then, Fisa, how important is Tracy's input when you're writing?
It's been really good, because obviously I think going into it, you worry, is the author going to be very precious, and you know, but she's been absolutely brilliant. She understands that the written word being converted to stage and screen as well, it's a completely different thing.
Because it's a completely different way of writing, isn't it? But still keeping true to the story, really. And is that something you feel that in the future, because I know you were saying that you wanted to do a sequel as well, do you think there could be a sequel play?
Why not?
And how is the sequel going then, Tracy?
As we talked before, I'm in the first draft, so I'm about 60,000 words into the first draft, so I'm rewriting at the moment. But I have the whole plot and everything, you know, absolutely finished, know where I'm going, know what's happening, all the characters sorted out, so the main thing is done.
That's fantastic. So when it comes back onto the stage then, when you have the script in front of you, what is it like to see those youngsters performing, that you know, all the hard work that you and Peter have done, and seeing the youngsters up there really?
Well, the first time it will be performed will be on the 19th, and that will be so exciting. I'll spend the whole day with them because I'm so excited about it myself, but they are too. I did actually go and read to them, and they love the book.
And have you been in rehearsals then? Have you been able to see them getting up on the feet, so to speak?
I've seen them in other plays that they've performed, but not this one yet.
So looking at the process of taking it from a book then to taking it on stage, what is that process? What does it include?
It is really interesting, and it's about understanding the language of a script, of a screenplay. I was taught everything I know by a tutor at the college, Paul Roberts, who was my mentor really. Together with Chris Downs, but it's really about pacing it and showing it without just really putting an image into the reader, because the script has to be read as well by whoever's going to make it, so you have to put the image into their head first as well.
Because I know you came to the Grimsby Institute, didn't you? And what was the course that you did? I
did the professional writing degree, and I think like most people who write, they start writing stories, writing prose, and then I started to specialise in scripts and radio scripts, TV scripts.
And do you think there's a lot of talent in the area when it comes to writing?
Absolutely, and film. I wrote a film for a local group, North Lincolnshire Filmmakers Group, and there's a lot of talent everywhere, theatre, Caxton's and the Youth Fusion, all sorts.
And is there great collaborative work going on as well in the region?
The only collaborative work that I really know of is the combination of the work that I'm doing, which is with Peter, with Fusion, with Caxton, and some of the festivals that I'm going to. I think you're probably more of an expert on what's going on in the region with regards to scripts.
I think it's getting bigger and bigger. I mean, there was a local film group, you probably covered it. They won numerous awards for their film in America, and that was all local. It was all done here, and you know, it's reaching across the world.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well, thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it.